Welcome back everybody to another video. In this video I'm going to give you guys my take on the triangle Borea BRC1 center channel. But before I give you guys my quick take on the center channel, I want to recap on the Borea BR03's bookshelf. Now with the Borea line, it's really tricky because when I was running these bookshelves, and it goes along with the center channel also. So basically for the bookshelves and the center channel for the Boreas, this is they coalesce. Now they were pretty tricky because when I was running in one room, I was getting warm sounding. When I ran in another room, it was a little too bright. And I thought about it. I'm like, why is it the way it is? So what my discovery was is that basically for the Borea bookshelves, the BR03, if you want a more warming sound, have it near the wall, and if you don't want that warm sound, have it further from the wall. So that's very important. And the other thing I discovered with the Boreas is that give it time. After you give it time, it's gonna sound a lot better. Although it does sound good out of the box, it actually gets better over time. And I think right now they're still around $500 a pair. So for $500 a pair for the bookshelf, I do recommend them. But just note that it's a little tricky. Sometimes I was getting not enough bass. Sometimes I was getting bass, and sometimes it felt too bright. Sometimes it was a little too warm. Pretty much it depends on where you have it from the wall. So just keep that in mind if you guys do decide to pick these up. Overall, for the recap on the Borea bookshelves, they are warm, and they sound great, and they're actually not too bright the way I'm running it now. But so basically it depends how you run them, what your setup is. But overall, if people who like a bright sounding speaker, you can make these bright depending on your setup. And if you like a warm sounding speaker, these are also warm sounding, so you'll get everything that you want, and they're great for music. So that's a recap on the Borea Triangle BR03s. Now let me give you guys my quick review and thoughts about the Borea BRC1 center channel. And same thing with this one. If you want less of a deep, or you want less of a warm sounding center channel, because you don't want center channels to be warm, right? But if you have it close to the wall, it's gonna sound deep. So most likely, if that's what you like, have it close to the wall. But if you keep it not near the wall, it's gonna be your dialogue would be a lot better. So for the Borea BRC1, it does have a clear dialogue, and it is powerful enough for your main living room. And I compared it to let's just compare this to the Polk Audio CS1 center channel and the Yamaha NSC444 center channel, just to give it reference. And as good as the Yamaha and the Polk Audio, what I noticed the difference between those two, or all three of these center channels, is that the BRC1 can handle higher volume with ease and still maintain a clarity, as long as you don't have it too close to the wall. And if you own the CS1 or the NSC444, or any Polk Audio or Yamaha for that matter on the lower end, you know that they are a wonderful center channel for the asking price, and you can't go wrong with those two, you know, for the center channel, because they have not busts. So as long as a speaker that it doesn't bust, and for a low price, you can't go wrong with that. But to me, the BRC1 center channel Borea triangles, it it is a lot more powerful. It is powerful compared, if you compare it to the other two, and you really can run it at higher volumes, and it really kicks in. Whereas if you crank up the volume on the Polk Audio CS1 and the Yamaha 444 or whatever, they, you know, you can crank it all you want, but it feels like it has a threshold on that one. But with the Boreas BRC1, wherever you crank it up, it goes to that volume. And if you want, and like I said, if you don't want any distortion or any deepness, don't have it near the wall. So the BCR1 can handle distortion level better. And at first I thought that the BRC1 center channel Boreas, I thought at first they were the same quality as the other two, but after many tests, I found that the Borea BCR1 sounded the most clear and even sounded good when playing music. And it actually got better over time. So that is my discovery, and that is my take on the Triangle Boreas BRC1 center channel. Is it worth the asking price? Yes, it does. And I do notice that these are better than the center channels that cost less. And like I said before, at first I thought that they was on the same level. I thought this Borea BRC1 was on the same level as the lower costing center channels that I've tested. And I'm just comparing. The reason why I am comparing the Polk Audio CS1 and the Yamaha NS C444 is because those two center channels are amazing. I'm telling you, those center channels are amazing, especially for the asking price. And I've heard other center channels, but I chose those two because those two are actually one of my favorites for the lower end. So I decided to compare that with the BCR1, and that was my discovery. So pretty much for the Boreas lineup, whether it's a bookshelf or center channel, just watch where you put it from the wall, because that would make a difference with your thump and your mid range. All in all, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hooded Dragons out.